How's it going, everyone? Moku here and back with another video. And yeah, in today's video I'm going over the deck list that I used at this past weekend's LA Store Regional. And fortunately for myself, I ended up winning with Kid Buu. Yes, shocker, that Kid Buu won a Store Regional. But without further ado, let's get to the video. So my Store Regional only had about, I think, 16 players. There was an event going on in downtown LA, so I'm assuming that's probably why many other players didn't show up. But honestly, with the players that did ended up making there, it was already sweaty enough. You had a lot of good players there. That's one thing I can't, take away from being from SoCal, especially in this card game. Honestly, I think we have the best players in this card games here in SoCal. So even with only like 16, 15 players at the event, it was still pretty sweaty. 4 rounds only. I had to buy first round, so fortunately for myself, I didn't have to play. So I got to watch a few friends play their first round matches. And after the first round, I ended up playing a Bardock. Third round, I played Cell. And for the last round, I ended up playing Piccolo SH. And the only reason why it was a 4-round tournament because the other undefeated player ended up losing to the down pair. So if it wasn't for that, it would have been 5th round. And I think I would have ended up playing another Piccolo SH after the 4th round. That was my last round. So let's get straight to the deck list. So nothing honestly shocking in this deck list. It's pretty standard, to be honest. Maybe besides your ratios, 3 cantrips, 3 abilities. The barriers, honestly, the barrier bobbities and also the crit boos were a 2 of in my old list. But after testing with a friend the night prior, we made a judgment call just to be, we gotta go to 3 because you want to see it, especially in certain matchups. So, we bumped them up to 3. But initially in my build, I was testing against my friend. In that build, I was not running any Janimbas, and he was. We just kept testing the mirror. And honestly, Janemba, it's a very important card, not only in the mirror, just in situations where your opponent doesn't want to awaken you. And honestly, it came up in my last round where my opponent did not awaken me. I ended up going 6 energy, playing out Janemba, taking life, resetting energy, and then playing out Naruto Buu, and things went on from however they went from there. But Janemba is a good, how he says, checkmate card because it helps you position for either not game, but make your opponent fall behind a couple of turns just because they weren't expecting you to awaken, or just how you reset energy and rest the card. So that's why I feel like it was very important to throw it in there after hearing that statement he made. And we have the 6 cost Frieza here. Honestly, a lot of people may think this is for the mirror match, and not at all. Honestly, this is mainly for the Sin matchup. You play this, don't swing with it, leave acted. If they're not running Zeno nor 6 cost Vegito, I don't want to say GG's, but you're taking out a big, impact from that punch they throw with the 5 into 5, because they come in rested. Yes, they can restand with the 7 cost event, but honestly, how impactful that is, after not getting off 30k swing and a 35k swing and just swinging for 55, Unfortunately for myself, I did not play a Sin in this tournament, which I wanted to, just because I wanted to just prove to myself that that matchup is not hard at all, but again, unfortunately, I didn't play it. So, I mean, it was in there. It was just, I guess, at that point, it was just a situational card. I saw it against the Piccolo SH player. Honestly, I was on turn 2. I did not need it. Honestly, charged it immediately because I just didn't think it would help. Yeah, the Beast Gohan comes arrested, but still get rid of it. Just wasted, my turn just playing this out. So, yeah, mainly just for the Sin matchup, nothing more. And then we'll go from, just little small things. Crit, I guess the crit Buu is mainly the card you want to see against Cell. Honestly, my Cell matchup, I didn't like the opening hand after Mulligan. So I honestly, when I don't see the line that I want to take against Cell, honestly, I don't swing at it. I made a video about that, a couple weeks prior, because you make them self-awaken, you make them do awkward plays, awkward charges, and when they self-awaken, they try to go for game at a certain point and just take cards out of their own hand. So that's I don't want to say that's a strat, but that's just how I like to do it if I don't see the opening line, which is basically 2 into 3. Just take cards out of their hand. Because if you don't really take care of Cell, because honestly you can tell who's a good Cell player and who isn't by the way they play. So if you're rushing Cell down and you're winning that way because you're just rushing them down and they're not giving you efficient combo on the crackback, then obviously they don't know what they're doing, because that deck is all about math, because there's no double strike, it's all single strikes. But yeah, basically the best line for me, it's 2 into 3. Go crit boo. Take cards out of their not hand essentially, but they're not getting into the hand, so essentially you are taking cards out of the hand. You're making them self-awaken. Playing your 1 cost, rest, swing at them, draw. I'm assuming, like I said, it's nothing earth-shattering, nothing I'm pretty sure that nobody doesn't know or already know. But the Piccolo matchup, what I've been seeing, after this past Sunday and then to now, just been looking at things and people talking about on certain forums that for whatever reason, I guess with Kid Buu, it's difficult to beat Piccolo SH, and I don't see it. I don't see how. I can see in the late game because they should just start to get rid of your Naruto Buus and they just have, I guess. I honestly don't see how people say that. You just have to make every swing count with swinging efficient numbers. The turn I ended up awakening with Janemba, I threw a 5 on it, so I swung 30, 30, and then 30 with lead. He obviously redirected the Naruto Buu, and then he still had a combo of 30Ks. While prior to that, I stuck a Buhan, kept ripping his hand side. Also had a crit Buu out on board. So I just prioritized taking cards out of his hand because he was defending early, and he didn't want to awaken me. The only thing I say about that matchup that I didn't like, and that was a misplay on my part, which honestly I felt that I should have lost the game if he had another Beast Gohan, was that he didn't have it on his opening draw. He ended up tapping out, I think, like 2 or 3 energy. By the time he saw it with Pan, he obviously couldn't play it, because I ended up doing, I think that was turned into Janemba into Naruto Buu, made Naruto Buu blocker. And obviously when you make him a blocker or any card blocker, it's at your end phase, so you're not going to be able to go leader skill. And that's when I realized that, and I kept my composure, kept a straight stone face, didn't show any reaction. But inside my head, I'm yelling, I'm pissed at myself, upset. I just literally punted the game. I punted him, the game winning touchback, so I was just like, wow. I was like, I threw. Unfortunately, he didn't have it. He did not swing with his Beast Gohan since Naruto Buu was a blocker, so he probably assumed that was some type of strategy that I did, or I don't know. He just didn't feel like it was worth it because he had open energy, and this is after him playing his 1 cost and also 2 cost Hercule. So it wasn't worth it. He would be doing me a favor. So on the following turn for myself, I ended up going 5 costs into 2 costs. I think I ended up stunning his. No, I'm sorry. I went 5 costs into Mookie Buu. I was forced to, because of my misplay, pop my own Naruto Buu, rest his entire board besides his Beast Gohan, because obviously it's above 5. So I was at 6. I charged to 6 that turn, I think. And then I ended up playing the 1 cost Evil Buu to rest it, and then, I guess he thought that I overlooked that. No, I remember, because for me, honestly, with this deck, I've only been, I think, playing it for about 2.5 weeks, maybe even 3, so I'm late to the party, because I'm mainly a blue player, but I just wanted to try this out. But I did know that, though. I didn't know that the 4 cost Naruto Buu only rests 5 or less. So that was my only saving grace, honestly, was him not seeing it in the opening turn, because I felt from there it would have just been downhill for myself, because obviously he played it, got rid of it, and that's 250k swings that I'm going to have to eat prior to myself, awakening on my turn, so that would have not been good. But even before that, honestly, the matchup is not hard. You just have to make every swing count. You can't just give them freebies as if, for example, you can't swing a base 25 and then thinking that you're going to do anything by them just giving you 1 card. You know how they replenish your hand, especially with Hercule. It gets annoying. They build the hand real quick, so you have to make every swing count with efficient numbers. And always super combo check them. Like I said, I don't see how this matchup is hard. But yeah, I've just been reading that people have been having trouble with Kid Buu against Piccolo. But at that point, it's just, player skill and player issue, you know. But yes, this is the deck list of the deck I used for this past store regional. And also we'll be putting up, for anybody who's interested, I'll be putting up the participants or top 8 whatever of the rankings of who was there. Again, like I stated in the beginning of the video, one good thing about being in SoCal is that we have a lot of great players here, a lot of them who's won, you know, big regionals for this card game, and probably others as well. And yeah, so even though it was only a 4-round tournament, we had nothing but sweats there. So I mean, win and win. I already had my invite from winning a prior, you know, store regional earlier this year. It just felt good doing it with a deck that I only been playing with, you know, for like less than a month. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the deck list in the video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.